prospecting activity that you feel you could do, and then do that as well as possible. That's usually enough to at least get you started, right? To at least kind of get the ball rolling a little bit. And then once you start having a couple of deals and you start kind of moving, then you can start to add stuff. But I think always step one is just to identify what prospecting activity you enjoy and you feel that you could do consistently, which is going to be different for everybody.
I'm very computer illiterate.
Okay.
I mean, I worked for State Farm for 15 years, and that's all I learned.
Yeah.
They didn't use Word,
Just all
Excel,
basic.
Sure.
nothing. So I'm really lost.
So it could be that if the computer skills come with time and with practice, perhaps it's doing a little bit more of the old school face-to-face kind of activities, whether it's getting involved in the local community, whether it's going out to neighborhoods, holding open houses, like all those kinds of activities that don't require a lot of the tech could be a place that we could start. But the goal is, hopefully by the end of this, everybody that attends, we have some clarity on what happens every week, right? Like we have to have some sort of objective of whatever strategy it is that we're going to do. So next week is going to be kind of more roundtable. So next week is going to be the week to prepare and bring your questions, right? So that's something that as you guys reach out to the agents for these reminders, it's going to be like the chairs are going to be in a circle. It's going to be full your moment to ask your question to get it answered, right? The first 5, it's a lot of lecture, it's a lot of this stuff, but the last one is kind of a recap, and then everybody gets an opportunity to ask their question of whatever they feel that they need. Cool?
Yeah.
All right, so let's dive into this. My favorite movie of all time, okay? Avengers Endgame. So this is a new class, all right? So I'm testing this class on you guys.
Okay.
So bear with me. It's a little cheesy, but bear with me, all right? I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I remember when I watched it, I watch it regularly. It's a great movie. I love the whole concept of the Infinity Stones. I always thought it was super cool from when I first saw it. You just have all these stones that mean different things, and they make you super powerful when you have them all. So, as I mentioned today, we're going to talk about AI. And so, artificial intelligence is something that there are 2 camps. You're either afraid of it, or you don't think it matters. But the truth is somewhere in the middle. Some people are afraid of it in the sense of, I don't know how to use it, or it's going to replace agents, and so it's this bad thing because then it has access to all of our information. So some people are afraid of it and don't want to use it. And then, like I said, there's the other camp that's like, it's just a fad. It's going to go away. I don't think AI is going anywhere. I think it's only going to get smarter, and it's only going to be able to do more things. So today what I want to talk about is how to use it appropriately for your own business. How to actually use it. Because for all of its virtues, still the percentage of adaptation is still very, very low. There's very few people that use it on a daily basis or that even use it correctly. And so what I've done is I have built some GPTs for you guys, some bots for you guys that you guys can use to make your job easier. AI should be an enhancer. It's not a replacement, it's an enhancement. It should make your job easier. It should save you time with a lot of the busy work so that then you can use that time to then go out and produce. If we take content, for example, a lot of people are going to spend a ton of time, welcome Susan, they're going to spend a lot of time planning and trying to research and what do I say and how do I say it and what's the hook, and it's like, it never gets done. So a tool like AI can just give it all to you. To just say, hey, literally say this. Yeah. And it's so smart that if you just do what it says, it'll work.
Yeah.
The issue is that with ChatGPT specifically, you have to know how to write the prompts. Like it's a conversation, and it's really weird because you're talking to a robot.
But it does.
And it's really weird.
It does pick up stuff though. As you
starts to
start
learn,
putting
it
your
starts to
stuff
know.
in, yeah.
But it's strange at first. Like I don't know what to say. I don't know what questions to ask. Or we ask us something and it gives us an answer. We're like, I don't know that I would ever use that. So then we're back to trying to figure it out ourselves. So we have our 4 Infinity Stones that we're going to talk about today. I call them the AI Infinity Stones. All right. If you use all 4 of these properly, they'll make you super powerful. And I know it's cheesy.
I like
I'm
it.
so
I like it. I like it. I like it.
Hopefully it's memorable. That's kind of the idea, to just make it memorable. But again, I have built these AI bots that all of you are going to have access to. That all of the agents that you work with can have access to. They're free. They're on ChatGPT. I've spent a lot of time building these. So, and they have very, very specific objectives, very, very specific tasks. So the first one is our email stuff, okay? I'm huge on this concept of the deal of the week email system. Okay? It's very simple. When we talk about email marketing, it's something that hardly anybody does. And the people that do it, it's just some automated email that like their brokerage gives them and nobody ever reads it and like, they don't even know what's in it. Lenders do it a lot with their like rate updates that go out every Tuesday. It always looks the same and you kind of just skip over it, right? But email is a phenomenal tool when used properly. But there are a couple of elements to email that we need to understand so that it can actually be effective. Number one, it can't just be automated. So for what I'm going to show you, the content comes from us and then ChatGPT just formats it properly so that people can read it. So there are a couple of 4 parts to the deal of the week. Number one, the subject line. Okay, the subject line just says city deal of the week. That's it. So what I'm going to show you is a structure and a system that works. Don't change it. Just use it as it is. It works. It's very simple. It's built this way for a reason. I've been using it for a long time. I used to do emails with like pictures and like a banner and all this stuff. It was okay for a little bit. This has been infinitely better. It's just text. So because it's just text, you don't have to worry about making it pretty or fancy or formatting it in a certain way. This is as simple as it can possibly be, but it's highly, highly, highly effective. So our content structure is, what we're going to do is we're going to find a deal of the week. So every single week, you're going to go on the MLS and you're going to find a property that you think is legitimately a good deal. It can be in your neighborhood. It can be a flip opportunity. It can be a property that has an ADU. It can be a number of things. It can be a property that just had a price reduction. It can be a listing from your own team. But we want to, every single week, go on the MLS and find one property. That's all you have to do. You have to go on the MLS and you have to find a single property that you think is a good deal. From there, in the email, and I'm going to show you an example of the email, but we're going to have some key exclusions. We're not going to include pictures. We're not going to include links. And we're not going to include an address. All we're going to include is features and pricing. Why?
You want them to get the phone.
You need them to reply. So this is built specifically to generate conversations. So if we just give them all of the information and they'll just click it and then whatever. But we want to kind of establish ourselves. In this case, it's the only way that we can be some sort of a gatekeeper a little bit. Like you kind of make yourself the middleman, you wedge yourself as a middleman so that they have to reply to you to get the information. So that's why you're not going to include photos, you're not going to include addresses, you're not going to include links. It's just these are the features of the property in Lehigh, and then reply if you are interested. You will be surprised how many people respond. And it's once they get into the cadence of receiving it every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day that you want to plan, 99% of the homes that you send, they're not going to be interested in. But all of a sudden, it's the one. All of a sudden, it's forwarded. All of a sudden, they ask a question. And so there are a couple of elements to this. And here's where we need to understand really what the objective is. The objective, so you've got the actual deal of the week, which is the house itself. Is the objective to sell the house?
No.
You might get lucky and it's like the perfect house for them at the perfect moment. They say, hey, send me the contract. But that's not really what it's about. If anything, it's top of mind.
Conversations.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Warm.
When they start seeing you week after week after week after week with your deal of the week, what's the perception that is being created?
You know everything.
That you know. that you're in the market, that you're educated, that you're finding good deals, that you know how to navigate the market. Even if they don't open it, but they're going to see you in their inbox, deal of the week, Susan Blanco's deal of the week. And it starts creating a very strong, positive association with you to just keep you top of mind. That's the whole goal, is to keep you top of mind. But similar to content, email can be incredibly complicated. And people want to automate, and they want to do these drip sequences, and they want to go nuts with email. You don't have to. It's just one email, one text-based email a week, and that is it. There's nothing more that needs to be done. You're going to have your call to action. If you're interested, just reply. Super simple. So I'm going to walk you guys through an example. Here's what we need to do in order for this Infinity Stone to actually work. We need to organize our contacts. Right? We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. We need to have a CRM. We need to have some place where we have our contacts obviously with their email. If we don't have these contacts anywhere, then this becomes impossible. There's no way to do it. So we have to start there. So if we feel like, hey, I have a little CRM, I kind of remember the login, but I haven't used it in a long time, that's going to be step one. So with CRMs, like anything else, the key is simplicity. Name, email. That's it. That's it, at first. As you progress, you'll get into the tags and the labels and all the notes, all that stuff. But for effects of today, we just need name and email. Nothing else, yes.
If you have access to emails of a lot of people, but you actually haven't, friends, church, whatever, but you haven't actually talked to them about using that email for real estate, you just send them the email?
A lot of people do. A lot of people buy lists. A lot of people, so that is a thing. Are there going to be the risk is that there's going to be somebody there that says, "Hey, why are you reaching out to me?"
But I would say it would be very low. Do you know what I mean? If they don't want to read it, they just delete it.
Yep.
Do you
Right?
have a disclaimer saying you can unsubscribe? Or
They always do.
something?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that's going to be with basically with anything. So people can unsubscribe. The ideal is for it to be people that at least you know.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example.
There
There
are
was
people
a-
I know, but
Sure.
yeah.
I'll give you an example. There was in my old church ward, the first counselor he is an agent. And he kind of got in trouble because he took the ward directory and just started like blasting everybody, like text, calls, emails. And so he kind of got caught a little bit. And the reason why I know this is because my best friend was the elders quorum president. And he told me the whole shtick. And so he kind of got in trouble because he just started taking everybody's contacts and just selling stuff to them. So I would be cautious in that regard. But if you buy a list, if you create a list yourself, use it. But just be mindful that if it's going to be a surprise for some people, every now and then someone's going to jump and is going to say, "Hey, like Susan, why are you sending me this junk?" Right? So if and when that happens, we can't let that derail us. It's fine. People are going to unsubscribe. People aren't going to find value in it. That's okay. It's part of the game, right? Does that answer your question? Yeah, cool. Time block weekly, every single week. What is the day that your email is going to go out? Is it Monday morning? Is it Thursday, Friday? Now, people will ask, is there a better day? Not really. Is there a better time? Not really. Whatever works for you, but make it consistent. It's every Tuesday at 2 p.m. It's every Saturday at 9 a.m. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about trying to optimize for time and days and keep it simple. What day works for you? Wednesday mornings? Awesome. You're going to time block 30 minutes. And that's it. You don't need more time than that. 30 minutes a week to be able to do this, to build your email system. And that's what I'll never, ever, ever miss. Don't miss. Make it a priority. This is work. So in the same way that we all show up to work at a certain time, and we have our schedules, and you have your tasks, and you get here, and you work, and there are things that are expected of you to do, we as agents need to put that same pressure on ourselves. And we're awful at that. We're not good at being our own boss. So with all of this, the question that we want to ask, this is a very useful question that one of my previous mentors gave to me, is, would you hire yourself? if you were managing agents, if you're managing escrow officers, would you hire yourself? We should all be asking ourselves that question on a daily basis. Would you hire yourself? And for a long time, my answer was like, I don't know. Like, I could probably find someone better. I don't know. And it's tough. Like, you really have to look in the mirror and say, if I was hiring agents, would I hire Tony? Would I bring him into my office? Would I give him resources? Would I spend time training? Like, would I? And for a long time, the answer was, no, I don't know. No, there's better people out there. So ask yourself those kinds of questions. And if deep down, I'm not going to ask anybody to share, but if deep down the answer is like, I don't know, then what are the traits that you would look for in an agent? And how do you develop those? So that you can confidently say, absolutely, I would hire Susan. Absolutely. No questions asked. That's where we need to get. So never, ever, ever miss. It's work. This is what the email looks like. Okay, very simple. Deal of the week, luxury home with stunning views. This is one of our listings in Lehigh. Again, you're going to see no photos. You're going to see no address. You're going to see no link. Keep some key features, bold stuff. Reply to this email for details to schedule private time. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how the bot does this for you, but it's a very simple email, you guys. It's very simple. It's just going to be literally copy and paste. So here's how this works. Do we have laptops? Okay, but at least we have phones, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I need you to do. There's 4 of these. So I need you to scan this QR code.
Are you okay? I'm recording you on this.
Oh, are you?
Yes, I'm recording your
So
class.
I'll send this out, but we're going to scan the QR code. It's going to take us to ChatGPT. Okay? If you don't have the ChatGPT app, I recommend that you download it. Okay, so we're going to scan this. At the top here, you're going to see this little symbol right here. It's going to open this drop down. You want to click the keep in sidebar.
I didn't see any of that.
No? What do you see? Susan?
Open ChatGPT.
Yep, there you go. So, this one right here. Keep in sidebar. What is that going to do? The keep in sidebar is going to make it so, because I recommend you do this on a computer. I don't recommend you do this on your phone. I recommend you do this on a laptop, on a desktop, not on your phone. So, keep in sidebar is going to make it so that when you open ChatGPT on your computer, it shows up on the side. It's right there, easily accessible. It's just one click and it's there. So we want to, this is the equivalent of saving it. You're saving this GPT so that you can access it later. Okay? Did we all get to this far? Mm-hmm. Okay. And this is going to be the same exercise with all 4. There are 4 of these, and they're all different. Okay? So, this is what it looks like. Okay? Deal of the week email for realtors. When we say, come closer.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Come join us.
When we say keep in sidebar, what it's going to do is it's going to put it in this section right here. So whenever you open up ChatGPT, it's right there. You can just click it. Okay? So this is what you're going to see. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to the MLS. You're going to log in. And you're going to find a property. Whichever property you want. We're going to use this one. Here's the important part. All you need to do is copy and paste all this info. You're going to highlight the entire thing. Copy. That's it. You're going to go to the deal of the week, click this button, and you're going to paste all of it. And it's going to build it for you.
That's sick.
Wow.
So cool.
Wow.
That was amazing.
There it is. It's going to
With
build it.
emojis and everything and
All of
that in
it.
there.
How many days it took to do stuff like this
It's going
back
to
in
give
the
you the
day?
format. It's going to give you everything. Then all you need to do
Wow.
is copy and paste it into your email. That's it, right? So, again, we're going to have the GPT. We're going to find the property, whatever property it is. We're going to highlight this MLS sheet. Just highlight the whole thing. Just all of it. It doesn't matter. All of it. We're going to click the button and just copy and paste. Just paste it in here. Don't worry about the format. Don't worry about any of this. It knows what to do. You pick a subject line that you think works. You copy and paste. This is it. That's
So
it.
It doesn't take 30 minutes.
It shouldn't.
Yes.
But if it takes you, I think the variable is how long it takes you to find the
Find the
deal.
property.
To find the property.
That's true, yeah.
Yep. So you're gonna look through it. So however long it takes you to find the property,
That's
plus
the hardest part.
13 seconds.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So, and then literally, if I wanted to send this email right now, I would literally go copy. So I'm going to send it to Susan. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Send. That's it.
Wow,
That's awesome.
that's really
That's
good.
it.
So the biggest thing then is having an email list set up
Correct.
to send it
That's right.
every time.
That's right. So we need to have an email list. Now, how do you do that? There's a million ways to do it. The simplest way to do it is to use your Google Contacts. So Google has this little thing right here. You find contacts. This is as good as CRM as any. If you for email, every single person you've ever sent an email to in your life is here. So if you start going through these and you start clicking on people, you can give them a tag, you can give them a label. If I add a label clients, okay, great. So then I send an email just to the clients. And it goes. Very simple, very easy to do. Okay. Do we have any questions about the deal of the week?
That's awesome.
That was really cool.
It works, you guys. It works. It's super simple, it's super easy. I've been dealing with agents for a long time. Very, very few do something like this.
I've been wanting to get the information from Sharon, but I haven't been able to figure out
This is it.
how to do it. And this is
This is it.
exactly
So I didn't make this up. I stole it from Sharon.
Yeah, but everyone's
and I built the chatbot that gives it to you.
But that's
So,
fantastic.
This is it. So one email a week. That's it. There are 150 agents at the Perry Group. I don't think 20.
I meant one
do
that
this.
does it, and I told him, yeah, I want to do the same thing.
I don't think there's 20 that do it.
No.
But I've generated business from the deal of the week.
Do you keep data on what like you get over how many years you've been doing
Nope. I don't care.
it? Okay,
Just go.
just do it.
That's all I care about.
Yeah, just send it. Just send it, and then
And keep building
many
your
weeks-
list, right? Just
yeah,
keep
because
building your list.
right now my list of past clients is like 800 people. So, but it started with 2.
Yeah, I'm building one.
So it's just okay. Every single time that you get a lead or that someone, okay, add them,
Put it in.
add them, add them. You have to build the beast, but you have to also deliver something of value. And this is something that, for whatever reason, people we're kind of feeding off of people's FOMO a little bit.
Yeah.
Because when they see this headline, best deal in Lehigh, don't miss this one. That's compelling, right? A lot of people are going to click it
Wow.
just to see what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we fail to
Curiosity.
realize is that email has an algorithm also. If they start clicking on your emails, now it's not going to go to the other boxes. You know, there's like a social box and a
Yeah.
promotions box, like there's all that junk. How do you get it into the primary box? By having them interact with it. So there will be weeks where it's ghost, like it's crickets. Nothing happens. I send it out. Nobody said anything. I don't go in and look at what my open rate is. Like I don't necessarily
So you
care
don't
about that.
track anything?
No, I don't.
Just leave it be.
Just let it go.
And just do it every week.
Just leave it be. I have other things that I focus on.
Yeah.
Because if what ends up happening is, first of all, it doesn't matter. First of all, and second of all, that can cause a lot of insecurity. All of a sudden, like, man, 4 people unsubscribed. Man, that sucks. I guess my email sucks. Or only 2% of people open it. That's awful. So I don't even look at that. I just send it. I generally try to find a really good deal. And every single week I said, hey, here's this. Here you go. This gives it to me. It's copy and paste and go. That's it. Nothing else. Okay? So any questions?